Applesauce on deck. How's it going, Shot?
I can't wait to get into this applesauce. I eat like a child.
What made today a applesauce day?
Many days are applesauce days. What made today an applesauce day is that I was able to get to the grocery store and re-up. So, I'm back in business now.
There you go. Fully
Applesauce,
restocked.
turkey sausage in the morning,
Okay.
or I like to have a breakfast salad, which is turkey sausage and mixed greens with a balsamic vinegar kind of dressing, because if
Okay.
I eat it in the morning because I'm hungry and I will eat anything, and it seems like the best time to trick my body into like accepting leafy greens, any sort of vegetable, put it in breakfast, and then I don't
Okay.
have to think about it for the rest of the day because I'm like, oh, I had my vegetables today. So I start my day with a salad.
Nice.
Yeah, different ways to trick your brain.
Yeah, you gotta do it sometime. I tricked
Yeah.
my brain this week with breakfast. I uh, I was hungry,
Mhm.
and I was in the other end of Brooklyn. I was gonna do like a podcast appearance on someone else's show,
Mhm.
and their like deli game ain't quite as strong over there. You know, they got like really good foods, but they're not like Brooklyn deli like I know it. It's a little more foo.
Uh-huh.
So I ain't trust the two delis I walked into. So I went to Starbucks,
Okay.
and they had like it felt like the whole brand of it was healthy bacon, egg, and cheese. Like
Right.
it had everything that goes into bacon, egg, and cheese, but like the not good version of it.
Sure.
You know, it
Well,
was
wait. Okay, go ahead. Go
or the
ahead.
good for you version of it. Pardon
Mhm.
me. Yeah, it was like a whole wheat, uh, um, English muffin,
Mhm.
egg whites,
Mhm.
reduced fat cheddar cheese,
Okay, that's a problem.
and turkey bacon.
Okay.
So it
I'm
was
okay with all of that.
yeah. I got and I looked at it and I was like, you know what? Uh, I looked at the calories and it was 230 calories. So I was like, I'm starving. So I was
Mhm.
like, I could eat two of these trash things, and while I won't be happy, I'll be full.
Right.
So I ordered two of them. Delicious.
Okay.
Sincerely had a blast eating it. Not sure if I was that hungry
Right.
or if it's really just like all of these are pretty good together. They work well.
Mhm.
But I enjoyed it. And I was like, okay. Like I know my corner store bacon, egg, and cheese on a bagel easily like 900 calories. Like it's gotta be.
Oh, sure, absolutely.
You know, so I was like, okay, I made a good decision. I probably got like, I would say, full wise, I got the same way, 100% there with two of
Okay.
these versus one of those. But
Right.
taste wise, I was probably at like 90% there. Like I was surprised.
That is impressive.
Yeah,
Especially from Starbucks,
you
because
know,
I was under the impression I don't really mess with Starbucks because I don't like coffee, but I was definitely under the impression that their sandwiches would be
basura.
trash. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. Just like
basura
made
normally.
made months ago. And then just shipped out. So that's pretty good. I only the cheese gives me pause. But because, reduced fat cheese just I mean, ugh,
It's not
just
cheese.
it's not cheese, so what are you gonna do? Just go without. But the rest of it, sure. I mean, I would have smeared butter all over the English muffins, which would have probably defeated the purpose of all the rest of it. But like I've said before, I was raised to not eat pork, so turkey bacon is the turkey bacon turkey sausage is like um default for me.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, nah, like a lot has to go wrong for me to get turkey bacon.
turkey ham. I grew up on a turkey ham sandwich, not a ham
That's not
sandwich,
ham.
but
That's
turkey.
just, isn't that just
Yeah,
turkey?
yeah, it's turkey
So why add the ham?
because it's not flavored to taste like ham, but it's salted in the way that ham is salted.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because I mean, if I'm not mistaken, the flavor of ham is salt, basically. So turkey is just salted in the way that
Okay.
ham is salted, and then they slice and it's turkey ham. I guess that's for people who really miss the taste of ham but can't do it, which may have been the case with my parents. But since they never really gave us pork,
Yeah.
I never acquired a taste for pork. So when I finally had pork, I was just like, ugh, no thanks.
Really?
Yeah, so I don't really like regular ham. The only pork that I really like, it's probably, I mean, I like pepperoni.
Okay.
Um, Actual bacon, I do like, um, and I guess, sausage or whatever, but it's always pork that's been processed with, like, I don't know, feathers and nails and stuff. Like, it's never just a pork chop. I'm just like, "Ugh, no thank you."
Have you had like a salami like at a Dominican restaurant? Like with a Dominican breakfast, like Tres Golpes?
No, no. Mm-mm.
Oh.
Yeah, no, that would never be a thing. I remember once being at a friend's house and I had a pork rind. Pork rinds are good.
Okay.
Right? I had a pork rind and then I went home and I felt so guilty and I was just like, I had a pork rind, and my mother was like, "You'll be fine." Like I mean, she raised us that way, but I thought it was just like it would be the end of the world because I'm a kid. They didn't give us a reason.
Right.
Um and then my sister spent the night at a friend's house and all they had were pork chops for dinner. So she ate pork chops and came back the next day and was just like, "Well, all they had were pork chops, so I had to eat a pork chop, but it was pretty good." And my mother said, "Oh, I never said it wasn't good. I just said we don't eat it." We were like, "What?" She's like, "Yeah, no, pork's good." And then just left the room. And we are like, "Well, what? That doesn't help."
Oh man, that's awesome. Yeah, we
Yeah.
we uh we had none of those reservations at all in my house. We ate everything. My dad owned the supermarket with his brother really early on in my life. So like we basically ate what was on sale, but we just always ate. Like, all right,
That
today's just steak, we gonna get pork, we gonna whatever. But yeah, nah, there was no this is not allowed thing. It was just like this is what was gonna expire tomorrow, so we getting
Mhm.
this.
Yeah, I think my parents, I mean, I think they were going through um like a I think they had a dalliance with the Nation of Islam. Just
Okay.
a little dance, just a little song and dance with them, but I don't think it really took because I'm sure my mother was not about that. "Oh, I gotta walk behind him or some shit?" No. "I gotta go into another." Mm-mm. No, I'm too outspoken for that. But there were some things that they took to heart, and then this was like the '70s, so they were like really in their black power bag, which is how I ended up with the name Shalewa.
That's dope.
Um, and so, yeah, so then there was, I mean, I don't even know what the kids are doing instead. Well, I know there are a lot of healthy things, but I don't know. What are you doing if you weren't raised on wheat germ? Are you familiar with wheat germ?
Not at all.
Yeah, I don't really know what it was either, but it was sprinkled on everything we ate. It was just this powdery wheat, which now, considering how the world and everybody deals with gluten, would kill everyone. But they sprinkled it in our yogurt and they sprinkle just in our cereal and all kinds of stuff. And um, they told us things so that we just had to be okay with. So I've really only known wheat bread in my house, but just to make sure, because this was the '70s, this was the age of Wonder Bread. My parents told me Wonder Bread was made of glue. And I was like, "Oh, well, I don't wanna eat glue.
What?
Alright, then I guess give me whatever bread it is you have." What? They did a lot.
Yo.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Wheat germ on everything. It's either wheat germ or wheat germ. It's spelled like germ, but
Yeah, you can
oh
really fuck
boy.
with kids, yo.
Yeah, you really can if you get them young enough, and I mean, there was no internet at that time. I literally had to believe what they told me.
Yo, that's wow.
It is
Just set them out in the
wild
world with
to
wrong
think
info.
about, but I mean think about it, Gastor. That's how you were raised. You had to believe what your parents told you. And
Yo,
these
that's
kids
wow.
now, they're just like, "I don't know," and they pull out the computer that the parent bought them to keep them quiet, and now that
Mhm.
same thing to keep your kid quiet is quietly undermining you. It's
Word.
insane.
And Discord don't agree with you, Dad.
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
Was does wheat germ look like granola?
No, it looks like sawdust. In fact, I'm getting ready to look it up now to make sure my memory isn't going insane. But yeah, it looked like sawdust, just jar of s- a, a jar of sawdust, and you just kind of sprinkle it. Here we go.
Okay.
Wheat
Like I'm
germ.
picturing like brown cheese seeds.
A little bit. A little bit. Yeah, toasted. Here's some toasted. Yeah, it literally is um just wheat. Like
Okay.
toasted up, sprinkled on things. A byproduct of the milling that produces grain, refined grain.
Yeah.
So once they refine all the grain, they took whatever was on the floor, they swept it up, and then they sprinkled it, and they called it healthy. Cut to 40 years later, everybody's like, my gut health, oh, gluten. And I'm like, ooh, y'all were not going to make it in the 70s. Mm-mm. We didn't use normal salt. We used like an all purpose seasoning called Spike,
Okay.
which I don't even know if they make anymore, but it didn't have salt in it. It had all kinds of other seasoning and spices. It's just, you know, there are so many different versions of like there's Mrs. Dash, which is like an all around seasoning that I don't think has salt in it. Um, Back in the day, all right, there was Spike, just your adobo. I don't think adobo has salt in it. Maybe it does a little.
I would assume it does.
I think so. But some with pepper or without. And then there was another um salt replacement called Vegisalt, which I guess was supposed I get maybe it was like sea salt. It was something other than just the normal uh table salt. So we didn't
Okay.
really use that. We used all these other kinds of spices, and it took me a minute to realize that whatever spice it was or seasoning in Spike, when I sprinkled it on my scrambled eggs, it tasted like pencil shavings. And I discovered I think it's when you use like garlic powder and you cook it with when you cook the garlic powder in with eggs, the
Yeah.
cooking of it makes it taste kind of pencil shavingsy. But yeah, there was a lot. There was a lot going
Yo.
on in my childhood.
You have no idea. I want to scrap everything about this episode. I just want literally, I just want to ask, what else did you eat for 45 minutes?
Oh my goodness. It was just that a lot of cube steak. Do they still make cube steak? I've never see it.
Yeah, no, I don't believe so either. I'm sure they do, but like,
Yeah.
yeah, and I haven't. I can't even remember like having that.
Yeah. My mother cooked cube steak and liver the same way. So we'd come home and the cast iron pot would have the lid on it and we smell like onions cooking and I'm like, "Yeah, cube steak," and then it's liver.
Oh,
And I don't mind liver, but not when I'm thinking it's cube steak. You know what I mean? That's different.
yeah, that's wrong. That's a
That
gut
is
punch.
Yeah, that's different. I haven't had livers in a while either.
Yeah, I've never had liver. I never enjoyed it. I had it
Oh,
growing
okay.
up, but like I had as an adult, I've never had it because I can make decisions now.
Oh,
Like,
okay. So not
e-
even like did you like chicken liver or beef
no,
liver?
never liked
Nope,
any type of
never liked
liver.
any liver? Okay. Yeah, yeah.
If I ate it, it was like you have to eat it. Not
Gotcha.
yeah, there was no choice involved. But
What was something that you refused to eat even as a child? Like you're just like, "No, I'm not doing it."
I didn't do beans until adulthood.
Okay. That's
Um,
fair. I think I'm probably about the same. And even then it's only black beans for me.
yeah, I thought the texture was weird.
Mm.
So I never like I like the sauce, but I never liked the texture of it. I didn't like how it felt like when it popped. I felt when you chewed it.
Sure.
So I
Yes.
didn't eat it until like I was an adult. I was like, oh, this is actually just delicious. I could overlook this other thing,
Right.
but I think it felt weird once as like a kid, and I never had it till I was like 20.
Okay.
And now my son's the same way. So like it's one of the few things that like I don't agree with him, but I get it, so I don't fight him on it. I'm like, yeah, I did the same nonsense. You'll come
Right.
around,
Yeah.
you know. But
apparently, when I was a baby, I loved squash. I can't stand squash. Can't stand it. But
wow.
as a kid, I loved it, apparently. And I my mother didn't make it a lot as we were growing up, but, like, as a baby and as a toddler, I really liked it. And then occasionally she'd make it, and I'm like, "Ugh, squash." And she's like, "What are you talking about? You all you would eat is squash."
You lived
And
on this nonsense.
I'm like, "That doesn't sound like me." And she's like, "You didn't even know you yet. How are you?" I hate peas. I hate peas and corn.
Okay.
Separate or together, I hate them, hate them, hate them. I used to like corn on the cob as a kid,
Yeah.
but I can't do that, and I hate loose corn. Loose corn, just
Out in
corn
these
with
streets.
yeah, corn with lipstick on or whatever, but I just
Your corn's too fast for me. Okay.
yeah, yeah, but I hate peas. I've always hated peas, like English peas. Ugh, ugh, yuck.
Yeah, nah, none of that calls me at all.
Mm-mm.
A food that like I know when we were really like broke, I remember having a lot of spam.
Okay.
And I know like there was like a point where like I felt like my mom learned that it wasn't like natural or good for us, obviously. And she just like stopped eating it. And
Mhm.
but it was more than that. It felt like I feel like there must have been like a press release or something about spam.
Mm.
The like word got out in like the community that like if you eat this, you broke.
Yes.
And she stopped telling people we ate it before. Like we just like
Mhm.
disassociated spam. Like it was like a point of shame. And I was like, yo, spam was great. Like as a kid, I was like, I still like the taste. But
Right.
like mom was like, nah, we just don't do that no more. Like it got
Wow.
cut off.
That's
And
rough.
then like 3 years ago, like I went to like Hawaii and I was like, yo, they rock spam heavy here. Like they like include it in like fine dining.
Mhm.
It's just like a cultural difference. And like a lot of my Filipino friends are like that too. They're like, yeah, culturally, like we rock heavy with spam. Um,
That probably was America. When I say America, I mean, white America probably was the one that convinced your mom that spam is for broke boys.
yeah,
I
like
think so, because I mean, spam has had something of a resurgence, and I'd say, like, in America, I'd say in the mainstream anyway, probably over the past, like, 5 to 7 years. People are
okay,
like, "Oh, there's this delicacy called spam, and if you fry it up and then you" and I'm like, "Oh, I feel like people have been doing that for a while."
yeah,
Um, but yeah, I definitely we weren't naturally, we weren't a spam home, but I definitely have a sense of, like, hearing or getting an idea that spam is, like, for people who are broke.
yeah.
Um,
It's like
and
a pork product that like the expiration date is crazy long because of how it's like contained.
right. Yeah, yeah.
So and you don't have to put it in the fridge. You just keep it in like a
Mhm.
so like there's a lot of advantages to it when you're not doing well. So I get it. But like
Yeah.
when you're doing fine, I promise you it still tastes the same. Like that's what was my issue. I was like, I know we own the house now, but like the spam still was delicious. It was yesterday. You know, I wanted to keep having it. And then but like it was so like ingrained in me that like when I had spam afterward, I felt so guilty that I slowly stopped wanting it.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
Ugh, that's wild how that works.
Yeah.
That's truly wild how that works.
It's all mental.
It
Then
is, it really is.
like I had to like verify when we went to Hawaii. I was like, yo, this is cool. Like y'all just serving this out in the open. Like they're like, yeah, we kind of do that here. It's a thing. And I didn't try it till we went to like the third restaurant. And it was
Mhm.
like on the menu every time.
Right.
And at that point, like the third restaurant we went to was like the first one was like a breakfast place. I was like, all right, maybe it's just like a hole in the wall diner, even though it was way too nice for that. But
Right.
like by the third spot, like we was like, yo, like these are like $50 plates.
Right.
Like there's no way that they don't got options for other meats, you
Uh-huh.
know?
Like, this
So
is
if
a
they're like,
choice.
yeah, like this is a choice. They doing this because this is dope to them. So I tried, like, that's just slamming. But it took a lot for me to get there mentally.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, go
That's
figure.
wild. Yeah, huh. What a shame.
All that's to say, Shot, enjoy your applesauce.
Oh,
Is what I'm
thank
getting
you. Thank you so much.
at. Let's get into the news.
All right. Okay, I'm adjusting my leg and I'm good. Yep, great, fantastic. Let's do it.
Oh man, ex-marine Trevor Reed freed from jail in a dramatic U.S.-Russia prisoner swap. Russia and the United States have carried out a dramatic prisoner exchange, trading a Marine veteran jailed in Moscow for a convicted Russian drug trafficker serving a long prison sentence in America. A senior U.S. official and the Russian Foreign Ministry said the surprise deal would have been a notable diplomatic maneuver even in a time of peace, but it was all the more extraordinary because it was completed as Russia's war with the Ukraine has driven relations with the U.S. to their lowest point in decades. Joe Biden welcomed the release of Trevor Reed, a former Marine from Texas, but said the negotiations that resulted in the prisoner swap required difficult decisions that I do not take lightly. Reed's safe return is a testament to the priority my administration places on bringing home Americans held hostage and wrongfully detained abroad. Reed was arrested in the summer of 2019 after Russian authorities said he assaulted an officer while being driven by police to a police station after a night of heavy drinking. Reed was later sentenced to 9 years in prison though his family has maintained his innocence and the U.S. government has described him as unjustly detained.
Mhm. So what are they doing about Brittany Greener?
Word, word,
Like,
word.
she's still locked up over there. What we
That
say,
is
this guy because he
wild.
got drunk and yelled at Russian cops? Oh, yo, that's on him. Did he forget where he was? Come on, bro.
Yeah, that's a strictly U.S. privilege. Okay,
Absolutely it is.
you are wildin'. Like
Yeah.
I understand white privilege. That is American white privilege.
That's yeah, ugly American privilege.
Yeah, you can't rock that anywhere else.
Mm-mm.
You bugging out. Yeah,
Yeah.
I always found these deals like interesting because it's like, yeah, we give you my criminal for your criminal.
Right.
Like, if you would have done these stupid things in our own countries, we wouldn't be proud of it. Why Russian want their drug dealer back? If you'd have been dealing drugs in your spot, you'd have still sent them away. I don't want the rowdy dude drinking, fighting cops after bar nights. You
Yeah.
keep that dude, rock him. Do what you got to
Yeah.
send them back in 9 years. It's cool.
Yeah, it's kinda wild like, how, America's like, That's one of ours, and whatever he did wasn't t" and I'm like, "Well, he was probably being a dick."
Yeah.
He was certainly being a dick because that's what Americans do, unfortunately. We have a history of being dicks in other places. So that's probably what and, a lot of other countries don't tolerate dicks the way we do.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, if you are being a dick in another country, yeah, you get caned or you get what did one of the ball boys get? One of the basketball playing
Yeah, the
kids who
middle
was
one.
yeah, was stealing from
Yeah, he stole
Louis
something from a
Vuitton.
store. I know he got kicked off of the team, but I know there was some prison sentence that was being involved at some
Yeah,
point.
and I'm just like, what are we doing? Like, that's those folks are being a dick. I'm just saying, I don't think Brittany Griner was being a dick. I think she just carried a vape into
Yeah.
yeah, she had vape juice or something. She had a vape in her bag, and they were like, "Nope, detain her." And still haven't heard anything, and they just keep adding time. I think she's in a few weeks due her next appearance in court. But, I mean, great. We saved the Marine who got drunk and yelled at Russian police.
Our priorities, baby.
Yeah,
You
that's
know?
just yeah. That's upsetting. That's upsetting. And I
Yeah.
also I yeah, I don't feel that whole, "Great, let's get our men back" kinda thing anymore. Maybe when I was younger. Maybe when you're young and you're like, "Look, we saved one of our Marines." "Oh, great, a drunk one?"
That dude couldn't aim for shit, okay?
Yeah, we saved one of our tipsy Marines who likes to get belligerent. And I'm like, I don't know if we needed to save that one.
Yeah,
I'm not saying let them waste away, but I am saying, I mean, play stupid games, get stupid prizes. I don't know.
yeah. I'm not mad at saving him. It just he should have been lower on the totem pole.
A little bit. I don't know
You
if he
know.
was number one. I hadn't heard anyone really talk about him or missing him. I'm sure his family did, absolutely. But I mean, does his family sit down and go, but he really does have that streak of. Remember how last Thanksgiving he. So I
Yeah.
don't know about that. I
Like I
don't
would
know
have
about.
signed this petition, but like I would have smirked. I'd be like, all right,
Yeah, all
because I
right,
like you, person that's asking me to sign this, I'm gonna sign this, but not because I
right.
care about the dude like that.
Also, when he comes back and they have a celebratory party, I want that party to be dry. I want no alcohol, none. Let him learn his lesson over here then.
Hell yeah, we putting we germ on all your shit, Trevor.
Yeah, yeah. And bring back Britney, because it's
Word,
bullshit that she has to be over there anyway because they don't pay the WNBA players nearly enough.
big
And I'm
facts.
sure the whole thing is because they don't draw in the eyes, but they draw in some eyes and their games are just as entertaining. Anyway, don't get me started. Just bring that bitch back, please.
Word up, y'all done had Dwayne Wade back already.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Please.
In other news, Olivia Wilde served custody papers from Jason Sudeikis at the CinemaCon. Wow. Okay. Olivia Wilde was served custody papers from her ex-fiance Jason's. Am I saying that right?
Sudeikis.
Sudeikis.
Yeah, Jason
While presenting
Sudeikis.
the trailer for an upcoming film, "Don't Worry, Darling," at CinemaCon. The actress director was previewing her upcoming project, which stars Florence Pugh. I love how they had to sneak in the press too. At the gathering of the movie theater owners, when an unidentified person approached the stage and slid her a manila envelope marked personal and confidential. This is for me, Wild asked, according to Deadline. It was later confirmed by Deadline that the envelope contained legal documents. According to the source, well, according to the source closest to Sudeikis, the documents were drawn up to establish jurisdiction relating to the couple's children. The source also said that Sudeikis had no prior knowledge of the time or place that the envelope would have been delivered, as this would have solely be up to the process service company involved, and he would never condone her being served in such an inappropriate manner.
Oh, boy, stop. That's just hilarious. And you know it. You know it's Sudeikis. That's just funny as hell. Yeah, you didn't say to go up there and roll up on her like that, but when you heard, you were probably like, well, that's kind of funny. Like, come on.
I was gonna say, man, yo, just own this one. Even if you ain't do it, just say it was
Yeah,
you.
that's just like, but I mean, you can't, you just file the papers and then they're process servers and they just, "Ooh, I like your shirt." And you go, "Thank you." And then they hand you an envelope and they're like, "You've been served." And they disappear into the night. And it's kind of wild. Yo, but for her to be on stage and for them to slide it to her while on stage is a little, that's a little, that's a bit much. But then again, in this age of COVID, you can't, I guess we're not necessarily doing like meet and greets or anything anymore. So it's probably a little bit, it's probably been a rough couple of years for process servers,
Yeah.
honestly, to get closer to
Yeah.
who they're trying to serve. It's
Everybody
probably a
could
little
deny it.
tough.
They all got masks on. They couldn't even see the
Yeah,
person.
exactly. You're just like, but I mean, getting her while on stage, I mean, I thought you had to like hand it to them. I think there's like a whole, like, there's a legit process. Like, I mean, you don't have to say, I bequeath thee with the, but you have to hand it to them and say, you got served. And, or you've just been served or something. There's a whole thing I thought that you had to do, but maybe those rules have relaxed now that we have to slide shit across a bar or a table or a stage. Um,
I
so
really
that's
think that
kinda
they talk
wild.
shit to each other. I feel like the best process servers get together, like, yeah, I bet you won't do this week. What? Promise.
Probably back in the day, I really think COVID probably put a hit on that industry, and I never thought about that before because luckily, I don't live the kind of life where I'm going to be served with papers, fingers crossed, but, yeah, that's wild, and I wonder, I mean, like, if it was, like, before if it was before she was getting ready to speak, because I saw a photograph. The photograph is her standing there holding the envelope, right?
Yeah.
And so, and the envelope looks like it's opened. So she probably peeked in and was like, "Look at this bullshit." And then
And they had to deliver us.
and then had to go ahead and go, "Here's my new movie." That's hilarious. Ooh, boy. Anyway, sorry, Olivia. How's Harry Styles doing? They're still together, right? I think
I,
they're still together. I believe so.
I love
I
that
be
Jason is like famous for playing a nice guy right now and does this.
Well, I mean, that's why his people were like, now Jason wouldn't have said, "Get her while she's on stage." He had no idea. The process company decided on that and blah blah blah. And that may be true, but Ted Lasso out here
Yo.
serving folk. Oh my goodness. Mhm.
Bad Bunny to portray a new Marvel hero, El Muerto, in 2024 film. Bad Bunny is taking his charisma from the stage to the big screen. On Monday, the Puerto Rican superstar was announced to portray the newest Marvel hero, El Muerto, in an upcoming film for Sony Pictures. Bad Bunny, born Benito Antonio Martinez Ocasio, will be the first. Yo, he got a name. He got a name, yo. We want all four of them joints named. Uh, will be the first Latino actor as a protagonist for a Marvel film. As a rapper, as the rapper was introduced to CinemaCon stage by the Sony Motion Picture Group president, Sanford Panic. It was. I'm still positive I said that wrong. It was also announced that the yet untitled film will be released in January of 2024. Bang,
Yo,
more diversity, Shy.
look, Marvel is Amway for Hollywood. Everybody apparently has to do it. It's a pyramid scheme. I don't know how Bad Bunny got wrapped up in this. I was hoping that people who didn't have to, like, would kind of avoid it, but I mean, I'm not saying that Bad Bunny can't act. I'm just saying what are they basing this on? And I don't think, you know what I mean? Like, his whole thing is seeming like he's uh just broken up with. I feel like his whole steez is just like a sensitive dude in your art class who's always got one shoulder up and is always just like, "Well, I don't know." That's what I feel like his whole steez. Now, granted, I don't know what he's saying in his songs. He could be saying, "Imma hit it. Imma get to the bottom of things," meaning sex, but I don't know. I have no idea. But yeah, it feels his steez feels like that. So I don't know if I can take this very mysterious, sheepish young man as a protagonist, but maybe that's what Marvel's about. I mean, like, it won't affect me any because I'm not gonna see it. I'm not. It's too much, Marvel. Leave us something for the rest of us.
I, I'm I'm just waiting for like what scraps are left for when we make it. Like what Marvel story is gonna be like the one they cast us in.
Well, I mean, there gotta be did they just make up this guy for Bad Bunny? Did they see already you got me saying Bad Baby, now I'm confused. Um, Bad Barbie, Bad whatever. Did they make up this character, or is this someone that's been established? Listeners, let me know if this is some new shit, or if they actually this is like a character that there is some sort of story that they can
Yeah.
mess with.
Admittedly, like I don't know who this dude is.
Yeah.
It I don't know. I do like it felt like a wrestler name come up by like an English organization.
Yes.
Like, we just gonna call him the dead guy. That's really what it is. That's what it
Yeah.
translates to.
That I had a feeling. I was
Yeah.
like, I don't even think that's a good name, if
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken. I don't feel like it's a good name.
They just getting lazy over there, okay?
Yeah. You're like,
Stan
"I
wouldn't
don't
have
know,
stood for
let's
this.
let's get that new young guy that my daughter keeps listening to. Let's put him in a movie." That's what it feels like.
What do we call him? I don't know. Whatever.
I don't know, what a Bunny something, Bunny Wise?
There
I don't
you
know, get
go.
that kid in here. I mean, good for him, though, and I feel obligated to say, get that bag, make that paper, get a paper bag, whatever it is, but I am also exhausted by the Marvel machine and who's been snapped up in it. I just
Yeah.
saw a commercial for Doctor Strange and the I don't know, and the Pips or whatever, and I don't when do they have time to make this? Like, because Benedict Cumbersnatch or Batch or Hatch or whatever, he's in it, and I was like, "Alright, I knew he was Doctor Strange," but when didn't he just also make that sullen movie about gay cowboys or something?
Yeah,
Like,
yo.
The Power of the Dog? So I'm like, when did you is there just in Atlanta, just a studio going all the time where people just come in, get in costumes, stand in front of a green screen, act out the whole movie, and they just cut it all together? Like, how are they doing this? When do they have time to make these movies?
I don't know. I'm fully convinced Marvel has like studios on like deck, like always doing something. I think that they have the stories written out so far ahead that like when you go to record, if they got you, they'd be like, "Yo, we doing this movie and like half of the next one right now."
Right, so just go ahead and
Yeah, you already here, my G. Let's knock this out. You
let's just
know,
knock out, like, 3 movies today. How about
that's
that?
it.
How's that sound?
You know.
What? Yeah, I just don't know. I don't know how it works. I'm like, man, that machine is a churning.
It's real. I will say though, like every time I feel like they've done too much, I'm always impressed with something. Like the new Moon Knight joint is probably
Uh-huh.
the best Marvel thing I've seen.
Okay, that's
The
a TV
series,
show?
yeah,
Okay.
it's a series on the Disney Plus, and like the writing on it, phenomenal. The acting on it is incredible. The storyline is the most, uh, in my opinion, the best and the one with the most adult themes. So I've been like
Okay.
super impressed by it. And I was like, isn't this is too far? Like when I saw the when I read the press release, I was like, y'all dudes is reaching. Nobody care about this dude. And I was like, oh, I care heavy about this dude. This is incredible. I'm over here. I got mad at my wife for like making me wait an extra day to watch the episode this week. I was like, yo, we this is ready. It's loaded. Why we
Who's
gotta wait till
the
Tuesday?
who's the moon person? Who's the guy? Who
I don't even know. I've never seen this dude in my life. My wife says she was a fan of homie, but I've never met. Who is this dude? Oscar Isaac. You went in and out on me again, there, homie.
was saying something dirty about Oscar Isaac?
It bleeped it out.
Yeah, perhaps, but he's definitely who the soccer moms are fapping it to right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, shouts to
Yeah.
Oscar. I think that in itself should be like on your resume, bro.
Yeah. Oh, it is.
That's what it is, man.
It is. But yeah, apparently he's also a really good actor.
Yeah, he's crushing it. I've been
Yeah.
like blown away by Homeboy's work, man. Look at that. I didn't even know he had the soccer moms on deck. That's dope.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Oscar. Reach all those dreams, man. That's
All
dope.
right. Well, yeah, but I still am a little sad that he got wrapped up in it, but you can't avoid it now.
Nah, he's
They're
killing it
just
though. He
they're
held
in
out for
every
the best role.
Yeah, well, we'll see when it gets to a movie. I don't know. Who knows at this point? Like, it's all ridiculous, but Marvel's at every job fair. Just go and sign up for whatever you're looking for at this point.
Is
It's
Marvel grabbing people at community colleges?
yeah. Oh man.
Applying at Lowe's and Marvel the same day.
Yes.
Man, the swing your career took. Could have been packing shelves with screwdrivers.
Yep.
Instead, I'm starring in a Marvel flick. That's beautiful.
Yeah. It's basically the same thing.
Either or.
Yeah.
In other news, a Kentucky man who did not want their employer to throw a birthday party was awarded $450,000. That's right. Kevin Burling took his former employer to court after claiming to suffer a panic attack and arguing that his stress was caused him to lose his job. Jurors in Cannon County Circuit Court agreed this week and awarded him 450 racks. According to Berlin, in August of 2019, he asked his office manager of his employer, Covington-based Gravity Diagnostics, not to hold a birthday party celebration for him. Being the center of attention causes him immense stress, Berlin said, according to court documents. On Berlin's birthday on August 7th of 2021, his office manager arranged for a lunchtime party. Berlin said he suffered a panic attack after learning about the surprise luncheon. The person who was responsible for the birthday parties, who he talked to flat out forgot about his request. Berlin's attorney Tony Butcher told the news reporter she didn't do it to be mean. She said she would accommodate it, and she just forgot. According to documents, Berlin left the office and spent the lunch break in his car. Berlin sent a text message to his office manager, and the next day he was called into a meeting. According to my client, she started reading him the riot act and accused him of stealing other co-workers' joy. The meeting then triggered another panic attack, and Berlin asked the office manager to stop, according to the lawsuit. The way the Gravity Diagnostic employees say it, they believed he was enraged and possibly about to get violent. Butcher told Link and KY. The Butcher claim Butcher, not the Butcher, pardon me. That would be Benny or Butcher claimed that Berlin did not make any threatening gestures. Berlin said he was sent home for the next 2 days and was notified that weekend that he was being fired because of events of the previous week.
Okay. All right, let's get into this.
This escalated.
Okay. Wildly.
Yo.
Wildly and quickly. This is I'm loving this story because first of all, I am an office manager. I don't throw birthday parties for anybody.
Good call.
Because not everybody wants to celebrate your birthday at the office, I think.
Yeah.
And also, like, I don't know. I work with a range of ages, and perhaps you don't want everyone knowing that you are a particular age. You know what I mean? For whatever reason.
Yeah.
You want to celebrate, get your friend to bring you a cake in if that's what you want. Buy your own cake. I'm not a good office manager, is what I'm saying. I'm very libertarian when it comes to like, hey man, you take care of yourself, man. Why I gotta take care of you? I'm very libertarian when it comes to like office shit. So but
okay,
being that way avoids a situation like this.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So she just forgot. Which I mean, I guess that happens, but also you probably should mark down, don't do that. Because there's a lot you gotta do. I mean, you gotta organize a whole lunch thing. Write down the times that you don't have to do that. You want to remember those times. You want to cherish those times that you don't have to organize shit. That's what a bad office manager would do. Also, what's fascinating to me is that he doesn't want the gathering and all that kind of stuff. He doesn't want to celebrate. It'll cause him to have panic attacks, blah, blah, blah. His birthday is August 7th. That's a Leo.
Okay.
I ain't never. And I'm a Leo. What Leo doesn't want a celebration on their birthday? Shout out to him. I need to know his moon and his rising. I need to know all of it to know how a Leo is like, no, don't have a birthday party for me. So on that regard, I kind of can see how this woman was like, whatever, he's a Leo. Of course he wants a birthday party. He says he doesn't, but he does. They all do. And so, so there's that, which may not be right, but okay. But then to go in and go, oh, I can't be here, and then to go out to the car, which one is such a diva move, much like a Leo. But celebrate your Leoism however you want to. Do you, boo? To then say that he's stealing the joy of the office is ridiculous. Y'all just have your lunch and have your own little thing and keep it going. Like, well, he didn't want to be here, but I already organized this thing. Who wants drinks? You know what I mean? Like, that's the insane part, to be like, well, you stole the office's joy. That's wild. No, he didn't. He just didn't want a birthday and y'all didn't listen to him. So he went out to his car so that he wouldn't be obnoxious or he wouldn't be anxious and like freaked out in front of his coworkers. He went elsewhere to have that reaction. That's smart. Don't say he stole your joy. Now you're being a big old bitch, basically, for being
Yeah.
like, you messed up my party. Wasn't your party. It was supposed to be for him. So now you probably did know he didn't want it, and you decided, he doesn't really. I want it. We don't have anything to do in August, which is true. And I have a big problem with that. There are no holidays of any sort in August. People shit on the month of August.
Yeah.
And August is when most of the Leos are born. So that's why they're always throwing parties, because y'all didn't give us nothing. Y'all didn't give us like a Mother's Day, a Father's Day, a Child's Day. There's nothing like that in August at all. There's no day that you could possibly get off in the month of August.
Yeah.
And it's not fair. We need a break, because that's so I just love the story so much. But it also is a Leo diva move to sue them. So I mean, everyone still is being their true selves, just in different ways.
It's magical. So first, I do think that you have a valid argument about August. I think that society doesn't work with you because everyone thinks in terms of parents. So like they're like, well, why would we waste a holiday that we can't get off of our kids? Because it's already summertime. They're like, we're already dealing with them on those days. So like, unfortunately, y'all get the short end of the stick with that. Yeah, even like real talk, I think if they could, they'd move July 4th. Like be like, yo, July 4th is now being celebrated in June, just to like cop in that extra day.
So
Like
that
real,
no one would have to. Yeah, but then I mean, there's just like vacation time or whatever. August, I feel like, is when people maybe go away somewhere, but
yeah,
it's
not
also like super hot. And so people are just uncomfortable, or they're waiting to take a vacation, or they just got back from a vacation, or there's just nothing to shoot for. So they're just very grumpy in August. And I just want to have a birthday party, and I
yeah.
can't because we're not in school. I've never had my locker decorated for my birthday, and I would just watch that shit happen for 9 months out of the year. My friends with happy birthday on their locker, and I ain't get nothing. You know what I got on my day? It was the day we had to come back to register for classes. That's not a happy day.
Oh, Sha.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Sha,
And
I'm
my
gonna buy you a locker and I'm gonna decorate it.
good,
Okay.
thank you.
Real talk. I'm writing that down.
And my sister too, because hers is like late July. So we both are Leos, and we're both like, where's our party? And everyone's like, my family's out of town. So it's bullshit.
Yo,
It's
real
just
talk.
bullshit.
You been
So
That's not right.
I'm sorry that this dude didn't get a party, but but also
Did you
that is
want this
kind of
party, Sha?
wild. No, I'm gonna throw my own. I'll throw my own party because I am
Yeah.
a libertarian about that kind of shit. So I will just take it upon myself.
Yo,
Also, why are you at work on your birthday? That's the big thing. Birthday's automatically day off. I'm nowhere near the job. That's what I thought being a Leo was. Never being anywhere near your job on your birthday.
Yeah, I always work through my birthday, but I never told people at work it was my birthday.
See, you're that person.
Yeah, I would celebrate it, but like at work, nobody knows. It was just a work day for me because I prefer having the day to bank like in another way. Like most of my jobs let you like take a day off for your birthday within that month, so I would just like push it to like a weekend. And
Oh,
like I
right,
would just
right.
take 3 days off because I wanted 3 days off. I'd rather not come in on a Friday than celebrate my birthday on a random Tuesday.
Nah, give me that Tuesday off. I need the break in between the work days.
I will say though, I disagreed with this office manager heavily.
Yeah.
I felt like if anything, he added joy, like so
Right.
much to this whole situation. He gave the office drama to talk about. I love that at work.
Oh,
You
wow.
know, whenever there was something wrong, I love that. Yo, what's going on? Yo, for real? He spazzed out in the meeting? Yo, pass that slice of cake. He's sitting in the car right now? That's crazy. I'd have been talking.
That is true.
You know what I'm saying? I
That
don't
is
know the
true.
single office that wouldn't have been talking about this. Like, yo,
Yeah,
for
no,
real?
absolutely.
He crying in the
Absolutely.
car right now? And he missing out on his vanilla icing? It's crazy. I'd have been so happy.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. He's still, yeah. If you think your joy is gone, you don't know joy.
Yeah, that office
You got
manager
to have
is
a party.
Yeah. And like, I don't know. And also like, am I bugging or like was the best office snacks was always when like you found the office snack and didn't have to do the obligation?
What do you mean?
Like if I came in and found birthday cake, but I didn't have to do the birthday singing because I came in for like the second shift.
Oh yeah, no, that's great.
I love that. I loved it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, what happened? What's this saw here? Oh, it was such and such's birthday. They brought in breakfast for everybody. And I didn't even got to see that person. I just get free bagels. It's freaking awesome.
Yeah, no, I absolutely love when there's some sort of snack has appeared and I didn't have to have the awkward conversation as people wait for a chance to cut into whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also lately, I'm assuming this is a New York thing, or maybe this is just a skinny bitch thing. Maybe I just work with a bunch of skinny people who don't want to cop to eating a whole donut. But that shit drives me insane when you get donuts, and then people cut a donut into thirds, or they just cut out like a quarter of a donut, and they're like, "This is all I need," and I'm like, "I need the whole donut.
That's
Don't go
madness.
cutting into a donut I want just because." You try now. I know what I look like. I know what I like. Give me the whole fucking
donut. I don't deserve this 3/4 donut. The donut don't
Yeah.
deserve to be cut like that either.
No,
You know?
Keep it whole until it's going into the whole thing going into your mouth. But what that means is they go in and they cut a little piece out of all these donuts, and I'm just like, "What is this?
Nah.
Who
Get
cuts it?"
munchkins, okay?
And they'd cut into munchkins. Do you understand me? Like,
That's
these people are
madness.
insane. The only time I've ever worked someplace where people did that was once I got to New York. And I was just like,
Yeah.
"I don't understand. We eat the whole thing. You
Listen,
made the commitment."
I had a regional manager at Frito-Lay. I won't
Mhm.
say his name, but like he came in one day and like one of the newer managers that I was with, he was trying to impress him because this guy was like new to the region, just
Mhm.
got promoted, and he's like a Ken doll looking dude, like Ken doll meets Dexter. He used to work in he was in the armed services, scary looking dude, yo.
Yeah.
And like my man's just trying to impress him, so he gets like a full spread for breakfast for this meeting that we're gonna have. And he shows up and he's like, "Hey, what's up, homie? We got a full spread for for the management team. Got donuts, bagels, all that." And he goes, "I don't put that weakness in my body," and just kept walking. And like he said that to the dude's face. This dude's like a 25-year-old manager. Like he's like, yo, don't shit on the dude. He trying his best to
Right.
like
Yeah.
make a good impression on you. You're a scary looking army killer
Right.
that is like gonna be a CEO one day. We know, okay? We know you got lives, okay?
Right.
You
Yeah.
don't gotta throw that energy around. Second, like, we sell chips, my G. Like, all we do is put weakness in people's body. That's the whole brand. Like, why are you here?
Oh my god.
That is all we do, literally. As a company, the company we work for, PepsiCo, they put in
Oh, yeah.
weakness people's body
Yeah.
all day.
It's
That's the whole brand, my G. Yo, I was so angry for my boy because he didn't tell us so after. Like he was like just quiet and sullen. He's like the happiest Dominican dude like ever.
Right.
And he had no soul that day. He was just it wasn't shining like normal. And like afterward he told us what happened. And I was like, yo, screw that dude. Like that ain't right. You
Oh,
know?
that's a shame.
Yeah, man. All over some bagels and donuts. He's like, I don't put that
That's
weakness in my body.
Oh, boy.
Meanwhile, we had an 8-hour meeting about the new Doritos. Like this is all we do. Damn it.
That's so funny.
Oh man, people just wilding out there. In other news, a dog that was abandoned for being gay is adopted by a same-sex couple. That's right, a dog who made national headlines this month for being abandoned by his owners for being gay has been adopted. In North Carolina, the 5-year-old Fesco was surrendered to Stanley County Animal Protective Services by his owners after the pup humped another male dog. The shelter shared the unfortunate news on its Facebook page. Fesco's story quickly made national headlines and caught the attention of Steve Nichols and his husband, John Wynn, who lived just outside of Charlotte, not far from the shelter. I was in shock, Nichols said of his first reading about Fesco in the news. I flipped through and passed to the next story, and then something snapped inside of me. He said he went back and reread the story, and they decided to. He had decided to approach his partner Wen with the idea. We've been together for 33 years, and in 33 years, we faced the same ignorance, bigotry, but we talked about it, and we thought this time we're gonna do something about it. That's right. Nichols called the TV station and the reporter who covered the story and helped put him in touch with the shelter. And the couple signed the adoption papers for Fesco less than 48 hours later. It wasn't long before Nichols noticed the pup needed medical attention. I spent about an hour with him in the car, and it was obvious to me that by being with him that he was really in bad health. Following his adoption, Fesco was admitted to Presley Animal Hospital in Matthews, North Carolina, where he was treated for heartworms, neutered, and given a health check. So yeah, all is well now with the dog. I believe where we're at here. We're pretty certain he's not gay because he hates having his picture taken. Yo, shouts to Nichols for poking fun at himself. What gay person doesn't want their picture taken? This is a quote from Nichols, not me. Fesco was, however, renamed by his new parents after a gay icon. We named him after Oscar Wilde, who is one of the most notoriously gay people in history. We like to give our pet animals human names. We don't like to call them Fluffy, Sparky, or any of that. And the couple has another dog, a small rescue named Harry, that they adopted 10 years ago. Harry was a groomsman at the couple's wedding.
Okay. All right. So we know that humping is a form of dominance. So that the dog may not be gay. He may have just been trying to assert dominance over the other dog. I just wanted to say that calmly because the fuck, what is happening? Look, just say y'all been together 33 years and you're running out of shit to talk about and Harry ain't doing it for you anymore, so you picked up Oscar after it. Just say that. Just say y'all needed a dog. Just say you needed a dog to keep the house together. That's fine. But who wrote that up for the adoption agent, for the Humane Society, where they're just like, this guy brought in a dog, he returned the dog because he thought the dog was gay. Why did no one there go, okay, well, humping is a form of dominance? Like, what? What are we doing?
Yeah, that's wild to me that somebody brought in a dog and because if it was like a rush situation, I feel like you don't get to put that down. That feels like they sat down and talked about it. Like, hey, so why are you returning this dog? Oh, I caught him humping another man dog.
No, I bet he came in just like, this dog's gay. I can't have this dog. This dog was humping my neighbor's dog, and that's a boy dog. I can't have this dog. This is a gay dog. So that guy's an idiot. So we got that. Fine. Be an idiot. That's great. Live your life as an idiot. But somebody there should have stopped this. Like, this shouldn't have been in the news.
Yeah, this shouldn't be in the paperwork.
I have watched boy dogs hump other boy dogs. Again, it's a form of dominance, just to show that they're in charge. I have watched girl dogs hump boy dogs. There was no strap. No one get the strap. It's just trying to show that they're in charge. Now, again, look, I'm no dog whisperer at all. I've only had one dog in my life. I only have known maybe half a dozen. Have I known enough to let into my house? But come on now, even I know that. So why was this news? And then for the couple to run with it, just like, we have to protect this gay dog. Y'all already got a dog here. Like, just say, hey, this was a cute dog.
I mean, you gotta admit, there might not be a lot of causes, to fight for where they from. Like, because they're not even in Charlotte. They're like just outside of Charlotte. It could be a quiet town. And they're
quiet towns are the loudest. Let me tell you something. Quiet towns are the loudest.
Okay.
Don't buy that. Oh, it's a quiet town. They don't do nothing. There's a lot of shit going on. First of all.
I mean, clearly.
First of all, quiet, especially southern towns, quiet southern small towns are where I dare say, historically, they've supplied at least a third of our biracial children have come from, because there ain't shit to do, which means there's lots of shit to do.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, quiet towns are the loudest. So there is definitely something, which is probably how this got written up like that. Because they're like, "Hey, did you hear old dude get rid of Fesco because he thought he was gay?" Oh boy. And they put it in the paper, and then this town, that couple's just like, "Well, we have to rescue this gay dog." And I bet the other guy is like, "I mean, I guess we could use another dog." You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's but most importantly, the dog has been treated for heartworms, and that's good because heartworms can kill a dog like that. So, at least the dog got that kind of treatment. That's what the whole story. I'm just like, well, at least they treated the dude for heartworms and they got it fixed. That's
Hey
really all
man,
that matters because heartworms, man, that ain't nothing to mess with.
there you go. Look at that.
Hmm.
It's a come up story for the dog. Okay.
It is. Oh yeah, no, the dog definitely cleaned up. Don't get me wrong, Oscar or Wild or whatever they decide to call it. Definitely came up. He's in a good situation. He's probably a lot more chill now. It makes sense that he was humping another dog because he still had his balls.
Mm-hmm.
So that means he was probably running wild all the time.
There you
So
go.
once you take care of that, he's probably, I mean, it's going to take him like a few months of just like scowling at the at the human, just like, what did you do? But then he eventually will calm down and then everything will be fine.
my
So
my prediction is that the writer of this article is under 25 years old.
you think so?
That's my guess.
And maybe not a dog person.
Yeah, like this was all very much news to them. They're like they
Oh
they're
my
they're
gosh.
very much pro rights and their heart was in the right place.
Hmm.
But like they had like real big energy for a real small moment, you know?
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if this is going to get you to the New York Times, sweetie, but I mean, it got you to the war report though.
There you go, baby. You know,
It got
almost
you
the
to the
same,
war
baby.
report. Almost the same.
In other news, Apple CEO Tim Cook, if you love what you do, you will never work a day in your life is a total crock, he says. Uh,
Thank you, Tim Apple.
yo,
That's
real
what we
talk. I was
that's what
kind
we
of digging
call
this.
him. Yeah.
Find what you love, do what you love, then it won't be work. It sounds too good to be true. So says Tim Cook. There's a saying that if you do what you love, you will never work a day in your life. At Apple, I learned that is total crock. You
Mm.
will work harder than you ever thought possible. The tools will feel light in your hands. Uh, and Cook joined Apple at the behest of the iconic entrepreneur Steve Jobs. He was inspired to be a part of the larger purpose behind the products. He said all this. Where was this at? Cook was saying this at a speech at Tulane University in New Orleans at their commencement exercises. In
Mm.
1988, Steve Jobs convinced me to leave Compaq behind to join a company that was on the verge of bankruptcy. They made computers, but at the moment, at least, people weren't interested in buying them. Steve had a plan to change things, and I wanted to be a part of it. It wasn't just about the iMac or the iPad or everything that came after it. It was about the values that brought these inventions to life. The idea that putting powerful tools in the hands of everyday people helps unleash blah blah blah. This dude's just giving a pressure on there. I like to take I like to take the first hour. He said he wakes up at 4 a.m. I like to take the
Mhm.
first hour and go through user comments and things like this to focus on external people that are so important to us. Then I go to the gym and work out for an hour because it keeps my stress at bay.
Okay. All right, Tim Apple.
Okay.
I
Timmy Cook
mean,
out here with the real advice though. That was genuine truth in my opinion. I feel like that
yeah,
gets like thrown out too much. Like I feel like we do what we love. I'm still exhausted.
very tired.
You
I'm
know?
very tired, and it feels like work because there are still aspects about doing what you love for work. There are still other aspects about it that are work.
Yeah.
Like there's the work stuff in order to facilitate you doing what you love. So I don't care what it is that you love to do. If you start to do it, there's going to be an email that you have to
Yeah.
respond to.
I hate
So,
invoices.
yeah, yes, all of those things. So there's always the work part of no matter what it is you love to do, there's still always the work part. And it's just a matter of how you deal with that part of it. But I mean, waking up at 4 is not the answer. I don't see why
At
you got
all.
to do all that.
You bugging out.
That's crazy. Go to sleep, man. When do you go to sleep? You don't
If
have to be up
you
at 4. Yeah.
would like to wake up at 4 a.m. instead of us and send out invoices for me and Shalewa,
Please.
we would appreciate you greatly, first of all. But all you got to do is like and subscribe to the show, baby. If you're an Apple or Spotify listener, we appreciate your ratings. They sincerely help the show. They're always appreciated. 4 stars means you believe that we could use your assistance, but you don't want to wake up that early. Truthfully, I don't blame you, but you ain't helpful. 5 stars, you see the vision. You up at 4 a.m. and you bringing us coffee. You're a great person. These are the invoices I need sent out. If you got an article you'd like us to share, please DM us directly on Twitter and Instagram at Silky Jumbo or at Gastor Almonte. With all that said, my name is Gastor Almonte, always with the homie Shalewa Sharpe. Hopefully well rested soon with this new assistant that we'll be having. Courtesy of y'all. This has been an episode of The War Report. Catch y'all next time. Peace.